Good morning, learner, and welcome to our today's English lesson. And our today's English lesson, learner, we are going to look at one word, as you can see on the board. And the main question here is that we talk of one word, what is the meaning of one word? So at times you can see a group of words given together, and then the examiner asking the examination that choose one word that means the same as the above statement, or can say that the word this has been used in this particular part of the paragraph in a story. Then you are asked which word can best replace that word, and then you come now to start thinking what is the examiner asking. So whatever is tested in that category is simply one word. Replace those many words with a single word. That is called same as a synonym. Can talk of a synonym. Synonym is just what that means the same as, and what that means the same as that word. So you may get that. We are talking about antonym. Antonym is the opposite now. That is the opposite of that word that you are being given. So you may get this. Turning upside down. Turning upside down. So I'll give some few examples, and then from the examples you get to know what to do so that you can be able to do a given work correctly. So we may have this. The sentence reads, yesterday we saw a canoe turning upside down. Yesterday we saw a canoe turning up. So the word turning upside down has been underlined in that sentence. I can't write it down all. Yesterday you saw a canoe turning upside down. The word turning upside down has been given. And as you can see, you are given A, B, C, D in your choices. And then you are asked which one means the same. Number one, we have the word capsized. Capsized. Then number B, we have capsizing. C, we have sinking. And then D, we have collapsing. So in the examination learner, what we have to do is to check these words that are given. Look at them. We can see 1A, capsized. And remember, our sentence is, look at the tense of the sentence. Our sentence is in present continuous tense. Yesterday we saw. So yesterday meaning it was past. It's past continuous. We saw a canoe turning upside down. We saw a canoe turning upside down in the storm. So it was in the process of turning, meaning our answers here must be, your correct choice must be in continuous tense, of which the issue of turning upside down is to capsize, yes, we know that. So to capsize, but in the past continuous tense, so that we saw it capsizing, and our answer now becomes B. You can't say we saw it capsized. No, this is past tense, so it had already capsized. It was already done. It was already happening. It was already happened. Then you can talk of it capsized. But this one was in the process of capsizing. So you talk of capsizing. The canoe was capsizing in the storm. Sinking, no. When something goes down the water, we say it has capsized. When you are learning sinking and floating in class 4, at science, you say that heavy things like stones will sink in water because of their weight, and even because of the material they are made of. So they sink, those ones can sink. But any mode of transport, most of the ones that are on water, when they go down the water, we say that they have capsized. Don't mention that they have sunk down the water. Then collapsing is for a building. A building will collapse. A building can collapse, most when it has a problem. maybe if it's weak, it can collapse and kill people, or bring a lot of damages. So a building can collapse. Collapsing is used for building, or even somebody. Somebody, because when you lack enough energy, you may collapse. You may collapse. So much for that. We go to our second example. And we check example 2. I'll write those sentences down. It is my firm belief that hard work never goes unrewarded. So as you can see that, Lana, our choices that we are given there, let me write the choices first. A, you can see B, we have faith. C, we have understanding. And then D, we have conviction. So how do we know our answer? It is my firm belief that hard work never goes unrewarded. So is it your firm supposition, or your firm faith, or your firm understanding? First of all, faith is believing in something that you don't see, in an unseen thing. Like people believe in Jesus. Nobody has ever seen Jesus with his naked eye. We have never seen Jesus, but we believe, we have faith that Jesus was there. So faith is believing in something, in an unseen thing. Hence, we can't say that it is my firm faith that hard work never goes unrewarded. We know that hard work pays, and we have seen. So we can't talk of faith there. Faith is becoming very wrong. Understanding that it is my understanding that hard work goes unrewarded. No, you can't say an understanding. Understanding again becomes wrong. It's not under your understanding. It is something that is true. This one is also wrong. Position is almost the same as understanding. You assume something. But it is true. So it's our conviction. It's our conviction. Conviction there means that it is something that you are certain of. It is true, and you are confident with that hard work never goes unrewarded. When you work hard, there's nobody who has ever worked hard and goes and went unrewarded. Then example 3 is a very simple one. Example 3 is very simple. That is, I'm looking Roman 3. I'm looking for a man who installs and repairs water pipes. So the one who installs and repairs underlined. Which word best mean replaces the underlined phrase? And we're given China, we have mechanic, as a plumber, or a blacksmith. So now let's begin from the word blacksmith. A blacksmith is somebody who uses iron to make iron materials. For example, somebody uses old irons to make a jiko, for example. That is a blacksmith. Somebody uses pieces of irons to mold and make boxes. The boxes that you normally go to a boarding school with. Those boxes are made from iron. Person who molds it and bakes it so beautiful like that is called a blacksmith. So you can't expect a blacksmith to repair pipes. Then we have a plumber. Yes, the answer here is a plumber. A plumber repairs, installs and repairs water pipes or broken pipes. Then we have mechanic. A mechanic is somebody who deals with the automotive. We have a mechanic who repairs cars, or who joins or repairs parts of a car. So number 4, we have this. Mr. Mzuriman was a man who loved his fellow human beings above all else. Somebody who loves people above everything. How do you call such a person? Do you call him a philosopher? No. A philosopher is somebody who comes out with an idea. So a philosopher is somebody who comes out with an idea. Like somebody who say that the earth is spherical. That was a philosopher. He went and did a lot of tests to see that the earth was indeed spherical. People who come out with different principles, like go to high school, you learn a lot of principles there. A lot of principles that are used for pressure. That pressure increases with the depth. That was a philosopher who comes out with that. So that is somebody who comes out with a unique thing that people have never discovered. Then we have a saint. A saint is just a human being who dies on earth, but he dies and then he does small things extraordinarily. Hence, he dies somebody who is very holy, who did his or her things well in this earth, and he changed a lot of hearts. We know the likes of Saint Matthew, people who are in the Catholic Church. We have a lot of saints, people who did extraordinary things when they still lived. And then we also have philanthropist. So that is a philanthropist, somebody who loves his fellow human beings above all is called a philanthropist. Philanthropist is a person who loves many people, who loves people above everything, who values life. You get that? Somebody has a vehicle costing about 30 million shillings. But when there's a young child walking on the road, the person is able to leave the vehicle, drive off the vehicle, maybe to hit a building, to destroy the car, but not to hit that young child on the road. That one is now what? That is the type of person we are talking about here. That is a philanthropist. Philanthropist is such a person who values life more than the material thing that we have. He values life more than the very expensive vehicle. He values life more than maybe his own life. Yeah, you saw during the bombing of Westgate. Remember the Westgate attack where many people lost life. There are people who went in to save people, to save humankind. So those ones are the people we are talking about. Those are the philanthropists here. Those are the philanthropists. The philanthropists were evident there. People who could run and save people rather than their own lives. They didn't see their lives as very important, but people who were there were more important than them. Then the last example will be, yesterday a man who collects news and stories for our paper came to our school. A person who collects news learner. How do you call such a person? A person who collects news is a news reporter. You normally see them on television. They go to the ground. Like in Mombasa here for Citizen, we have somebody called Mtalaki. So Mtalaki in Mombasa collects news. Like the day when President Uhuru Kenyatta was in Mama Ngina Drive, he was there to collect the news that was there, then to present to hand them. He hands over the news to the authority. Then the news anchors will now anchor the news for us. They'll bring out the news well, and then the anchor will again come on in to report, still reports whatever was in the ground. So we have the news anchor, another terminology. The anchor now is a person on the studio who brings out the news for people to see on the television. Editor edits the news. That is the work of the news editor. They edit the news, and then the newsman is the same as anchor. The newsman on the television, same as the anchors. Like Rashid Abdallah is a news anchor. It's a Kiswahili anchor or a newsman. Then news agent is just an agent. People who look for problems. They are the ones who call the news reporters to come. Maybe there's a function is included here. So when there's a function, the news agent will automatically call the news anchor, the news reporters to come and collect the news. Then later on, the newsman or the news anchors will show us the news on the television. I said that it was last, but let me give the last one. No sooner did we take our seat at the table in the restaurant than a man who served at the table handed over a menu. The man who served at the table. How do you call people who serve people in our hotel? So are they managers? Are they cooks? Are they cleaners? Or are they waiters? That's dramatic learner. Those are waiters. A manager manages the hotel. A cook cooks in the kitchen. A cleaner cleans. It doesn't give out the menu. But the person who welcomes you and give you the menu, bring food, that is a waiter. Then there are some people who attack ships and at sea and take away their cargo. You remember the many cases that have ever taken place? People who attack the ships and the ships on the sea. These people are called, are they robbers? Are they smugglers? Are they bandits or they are pirates? Lana, those are pirates. Pirates attack ships. Robbers are those people, they are like thieves. People who come and rob you maybe at night. Or we also have other that who beat you. They rob you with violence. They beat you, then take them. There are also types of robbers called robbers with violence. Then we have smugglers. So there are also those are types of thieves. Then bandits. Bandits are those who steal many cows at a go. Normally here the issues of in West Pokot. In West Pokot and Baringo County. So those who come there to steal their cattle are normally called bandits. They steal huge amount of cattle. Then the people going on expedition keep with them an instrument for showing direction. How do you call an instrument for showing direction? So the word an instrument for showing direction is given there. We have a compass, telescope, a compass. We have compasses, and then binoculars. Lana, this is simply a compass. That instrument, normally you'll see it takes that shape. Then it's written north, south, west, east, west, northeast, and the rest. This one is a compass, simple like that. Double S. So if we add that compasses, when you talk of compasses, this is something different. Compasses, a pair of compasses. The one normally used to do mathematics, now a pair of compasses. But compass, this is only one. Don't say compasses here. That's a compass. So a compass is used to measure direction, to show direction. A telescope. Telescope is another different one, used in water by the marine service people. That now they are down in the water, but they are able to see. They're able to see. That is now a telescope. And then we have a binocular. Binocular is one used by the army officers when they are on work, on duty. They want to see enemies from far. They use a binocular. Then Joseph's father is a well-known person for drawing plans for new buildings. Somebody who draws generally. The issue there is just confuse you in new building. Just to draw. Person who is talented in drawing, drawing new plans for new buildings. Good. So person who draw plans. Maybe the house will look like this. You have one bedroom here, another bedroom there, a door there. That is somebody who is not talented in drawing. Not talented, but he is somebody who has a profession in that. He takes that as a profession to draw, to structure house and to draw, and even to go ahead to mention how the material that will be used. That is a structural engineer. But for B, is just drawing a house. This one is called an architect. An architect will draw a house and show draw a plan for a new house. Contractor now builds. When an architect has drawn, the architect will take that to a structural engineer who will structure how the material that will be needed there and the type of materials. Then the contractor will start building the house. Engineer may advise on how the house will be built, and I've mentioned a structural engineer will advise how the house will look like, how the materials it will require, and how it should be built. Then lastly, the police charge some collegians for damaging the government as well as the public properties out of fun and mischief. So damaging the government as well as the public property, those are called the act of damaging. Is it called violence, riot, sabotage, or destructiveness? This one is called sabotage. They sabotage the government's property. Bringing goods from other countries, those are imports. Exports are taking goods away from our country. Then we have a boy who collects postal stamps as a hobby. There's normally a hobby learned in class 7 of collecting stamps. That is called a philatelist. Don't call them album collectors, stamp collector. That is called a philatelist. Is somebody who collects stamps. Then a man who always tries to show qualities which are not really his is a hypocrite. Somebody pretends to be very holy, but outside there he does different things. So you can't call him a pretender, no. You can't call him a boaster or an imposter, no. But he's a hypocrite. Hypocrite. A hypocrite. Then for further questioning, for example, the man who was picked up and taken into custody for further questioning. When you're taken for further questioning, when you are taken for interrogation. Look at when C.S. Macharia, C.S. Rotich was arrested. Rotich was a former minister of finance, former minister of finance. Yes, he was arrested for more questioning. So when you're arrested for further questioning, meaning you are going to be interrogated to check if you are guilty or not. So you can't say for consultation, examination, for probation. No, you are taken there for interrogation. Consultation is like you go to a doctor for consultation. You go to a doctor for consultation to tell the doctor how you are, whatever is happening to you, so that the doctor may may do some tests and give you a medication. Then examination, the doctor will take you when you go for consultation to a doctor, the doctor will also do his own examination to you to see the disease that you may be suffering from. And then probation is the act of maybe a newly employed individual. He may be employed for probation, a term, and then later he may be remain there as a permanent employed individual. Probation is just a way in which you are just being looked at before you are being given that job officially. You are still the authority may be looking at you if you are worthy for the job. So they give you maybe 2 months for probation to see you, how you are working, if you are doing your work diligently, or you are very lazy at work. So Lana, I want to stop there. You can look at more of such words and then try them. But I'm going to give you one to see if you are at par with whatever you have done. So you still remain safe and you stay at home a very busy boy or girl. Thank you.